Is No Hard Feelings a great movie? No, but you will laugh like this. There is one nude scene that's going to break the internet, I am sure of that. And Jennifer Lawrence stole my heart in this movie. This video is going to be as fun as No Hard Feelings, so prepare your favorite drink so we can have fun. And let's go. What's the story? No Hard Feelings is a broad comedy about Maddie Barker, a 32-year-old woman from New York, whose car is repossessed because she hasn't paid property taxes on the home she inherited from her late mother. Because she only has 90 days to make it right, Maddie is desperate to supplement her bartending income with her Uber gig, but she needs a car. When her best friend Sarah points out a Craigslist list ad offering a free Buick Sedan to a woman in her mid-20s if she'll date the poster's inexperienced 19-year-old son before he heads to college, Maddie figures she's got little to lose. After a quick meeting with helicopter parents Laird and Allison, Maddie accepts the confidential gig and sets off to meet and seduce their virginal, introverted son Percy, who volunteers at the local animal shelter. But Percy isn't the kind of guy who's interested in a one-night stand, and he's so alarmed at this beautiful older woman's assertive behavior that he makes her. Eventually, the two have more dates and get to know each other, causing Maddie to regret deceiving Percy. I have a request. I wish with all my heart that you subscribe to the channel. We get tired of writing scripts and editing videos, but we do not get views. But I will continue to download videos because I love what I do. But if you subscribe to my channel, I will be pleased. The characters? 1. Maddie Barker. Jennifer Lawrence. I can't remember the last time she starred in a movie. I know she had a baby recently, and I know she took a little bit of a hiatus. I know a lot of people kind of hate her because she was everywhere some point. I really like Jennifer Lawrence, and in this movie, she owns the whole movie. She's very funny in this movie, and she does a lot of comedic physical acting in this movie, and I applaud her. She was really funny to me. She said some very R-rated comedy stuff that I loved hearing in this day and age of comedies, because some comedies don't know how to push boundaries, and what she says this movie can be considered mean, but I found it pretty funny and good. 2. The kid Percy. Andrew Barth Feldman, who portrays the young Percy, is a legend. He was a Broadway prodigy who began playing Evan Hansen at the age of 16, and he postponed enrolling in Harvard to work on this film. The best part of it, surprisingly, is their very adorable friendship that is born out of this arrangement, which begins as very predatory and cringe. And I guess this movie would be completely forgettable if these two didn't have such incredible chemistry, and if they both hadn't committed to this 100% as they did. Comedies like this usually have these big eye-catching ensemble casts, but this one is mostly just them. The age gap is strange, and it can seem awkward trying to make the central premise even work. Thankfully, we won't have to go through any more discussions about Licorice Pizza because he is of age and is 18 years old. But that's kind of the purpose. Jennifer Lawrence's character is certainly not meant to be sympathetic, so it did seem kind of disgusting at first, like it does walk into this realm of playing off his misery as a joke. She kind of stinks at first, but she develops significantly over the movie and learns from this relationship, as well as his conviction that intimacy is important and that you can be with someone who is curious about you. Is it any week? When I'm looking at the bad, like I said, the directing is good. I like the comedy sometimes, but there are some moments that I just felt that the jokes were just a bit like we would repeat jokes, which is nice to do in comedies, but some of them just weren't great. It's not super technically accomplished, and I don't think we should discount that that can be present in comedies like this. It feels a bit unfinished and maybe choppy, which I think are both an editing thing, both with the sequence of scenes, and even the comedic timing of the cuts in some moments feels off. There's terrible ADR in the first 30 seconds, so I think in that sense it actually has more in common with a streaming movie than it does with a new great American comedy. Also, I felt like we fast forward a lot of plot points, or we would introduce things that I thought would be so clever and so great, and then we would drop them. We could add more to the story. Would that have added more to the runtime? And I would have been upset, because this was like a quick hour and 43 minutes, but there were little moments where I'm like, maybe we could have tightened up the comedy and added more soul to the backstories of some characters. I think that the most beautiful part when watching a movie is discussing the topic with other people. So tell me what you think about Indiana Jones. What did you like about the movie and what did you hate about the movie? And how much do you give the film out of 10? I will tell you in my rate at the end of the video. Is it any good? This is an uneven but amusing comedy about relationships, friendship, and first love. Lawrence, no stranger to playing down on her luck characters, leans completely into her comedic wheelhouse to play Maddie, a commitment foe who's not a sex worker but is open to having sex with a younger guy in exchange for a car. After all, she needs the car to work, and she needs to work to make sure the bank and rich summer jerks don't get a hold of the house where she was raised. Lawrence's performance is buoyed by her chemistry with Morales, who also has finely honed comedic abilities. Feldman is believable as a neurotic, sweet, sheltered young man whose parents have hovered so much that they're misguidedly trying to oversee his love life. Percy and Maddie make an unlikely pair, but that's a big part of the comedy, both in her context of a local pub and also in his, a swanky party with Princeton-bound seniors. Despite her beauty, there's no doubt that Maddie doesn't belong at a party with 17 to 19-year-olds. Writer-director Gene Stupnitsky mixes the raunch with earnestness, but he doesn't fully commit to either style. The result isn't always effective, but No Hard Feelings manages to capture how two people with different backgrounds and levels of experience can still connect in a way that's not solely about the physical. Sure, the jokes are mostly sexual, but the story's heart is about relationship building, not some American Pie-style quest about virginity loss. After all, in this movie, it's Percy's parents who want him to get some, while he's looking for much more than a hookup. This isn't the sort of movie that demands a rewatch, but it's funny and cute, enough to offer a unique twist on the stereotypical coming-of-age comedy. What is my rate? In the end, it was a good movie. I advise everyone to watch it as soon as possible. You will laugh a lot, and you will come out of the cinema happy. So my rate for the film is 8/10. Do not forget to tell me how much you rate the movie out of 10, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive all new. Peace.